$1 worth of projects very easily. But we have to be reasonable. The projects that we had really focused on, they had benefits of drainage and or street improvements all in one. These are, for some of them, they're not to say all, it's just to mitigate and buy more time, hopefully improve or buy us more time on life of pavement or the project area. The first one, or the first two projects are along Park here at 3rd and 4th on the south side of the road. As you may know, both those areas build up quite a bit of water on the road anytime we have a rain event. Also from sump pumps on occasion. It isn't as much sump pumps as is rain events. So we'd be looking at creating a new valley gutter in both those roads, and then doing a little bit of culvert work on the edge, and then some repairs to pavement.
Okay, so is that to try and get the water then?
Yes, to try to get the water
get
off
it
the
green.
road.
So we're gonna do anything in the ditch then too, then, and keep it?
We're gonna add spillways, similar to what we did in Maple Grove.
Okay.
Both of those to keep the water off the road and get it into the ditch. Because right now the grass is just tall enough that it keeps it on the road surface. And 4th Street's really bad. It's really deteriorated. 4th Street. 3rd isn't as bad, but 3rd is it's concrete versus asphalt. So
Yep.
okay.
Mm-hmm. So that'll come out of cost. Our estimate shows around $16,000. There's a culvert just over here under Nelson that has been a problem. Their public works staff estimates that is going to be around $10,000.
Which one is this again?
There's a culvert off of Nelson
Oh.
that needs some repairs.
There again, it's drainage.
Yep, drainage, but street focus too. And then the last one I had here were repairs to Chestnut. This is not the fix-all to the problems that we're experiencing at Chestnut. What this would do is grind down in some spots where pavement is high and make some adjustments to where the drains are, because we found a couple spots where we believe the drains have lifted up from the soils. Catch basins. So it'd be really focusing on just trying to get the two largest water accumulating areas on the west end of the Chestnut, or that development on Chestnut, to drain. That is the problem.
Well, the two west and then the south. The
And
southern
then
one
there's,
is-
yep, that's the next
That's
one.
probably the second most
So
important.
the
Trying
south-
to preserve the pavement section that's there by eliminating the water standing on it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
getting us
that's destroying the road.
through
Yes.
to the next rehab
Right.
that will be worked on over
So-
this fall, winter.
So the one on the south end, that was the last part of that project. The one on the south end of Chestnut would be just east of the lift station, where that puddle is, or that area that accumulates water. That the intentions would be to help direct sump pump drainage to the storm sewer system and get the drainage off the road. And Jim, the costs on that one, do you remember? Because the west end was 6,300 and 3,800, or is that combined?
3,800 was the.
It's the south.
Yep.
So we're
The
looking
west
at
one was 10K.
about 10 grand for that. So total, you're talking in the ballpark around $40,000 for those projects. That's it off.
Well, every one of them's high priority because
Yeah.
I mean we got standing water. And, yeah, that's
So our-
it's like yeah. Here again, is that all we get?
Yeah.
I mean, there's others that are right behind it. I mean,
What this does is just targets ones that have, for the most part, have a dual benefit. So it's addressing a drainage and a pavement issue for the most part. The culvert addresses the drainage issue, but it'd be 40 grand from that,
right?
roughly. We could bid those out as one package and see what type of prices that we could get from contractors for that.
So I will ask, is there, I know we've gotten some feedback from the Sunnyside folks because of the construction. There's been any damage? I don't know if there's been an assessment on Sunnyside and
Honestly,
Done there?
it would be premature to go out and assess anything until the road construction in that area is done. And I know a lot of folks would hate to hear that, But if we go assess anything right now, it's
Well,
just-
I'm
we're
saying
just gonna
after, I
have to
mean,
go
in 2
back
weeks,
out.
it's really 2
Yeah.
weeks when that is supposed to be open, right?
Yeah.
So, after that reopens, I'm not saying to do it tomorrow and then make the decision the day after, I'm saying.
But if
you
we
know,
did, if we did any repairs, it'd be likely next year would be the better time to do it, unless we see something that's drastic that needs repair immediately. Jim, do you know of any other issue there?
On Sunnyside?
Yeah. I haven't seen
I've driven
anything.
it a couple times, but doesn't look like there's any areas where it's something is
I
failing.
mean, it's,
you know, there's
we could put it on the list for if there are issues that pop up, we could
Yeah.
have that as a repair task for next year.
It's like going to the dentist. If you have a cavity starting to
Yeah.
show, they put it as a watch. That's what we're doing. We're watching that.
Okay.
So, but what we could do on that, if you wanted to proceed with those projects, if we need to amend the budget, we likely would for the streets. The reason why is because we also have that shared use path project, and we've hit the streets budget for covering design, and also we're looking at that for covering our matching dollars for the federal, matching the federal dollars that will come from the highway fund. So we would likely need to amend the budget to reflect that. Also, the highway fund
Use
is
some
one
of
of
the
the
highway funds for this.
yes, the fund balance of the highway
Right.
fund. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up highway fund is because highway fund is probably one of our funds that we have more confidence with.
Right.
Actually having funds available. I know Becky has been looking at that, and I'm least concerned with that one
Right.
than any other
Well,
fund.
and especially if we have money there, we should be using it for this exact purpose.
Yeah.
This is what the money is designed for,
Yes.
so it makes perfect sense.
So if you are comfortable with those projects, we can move forward with doing those and try to get those knocked out before the end of the year. The last project I have, this would be hitting the remaining money that we have for special assessments for this one. And then any shortfalls, my suggestion would be have the sales tax hit this. And what that is having the second lift done out in Prairie View. That lift has not been done yet, and it's about time that we need to consider doing that. We were originally going to try to do Prairie View and the Roots Edition, but with some future projects that could be happening up by the Roots Edition, I think it's in the best interest of the city to hold off another year or two, so we don't have that area get beat up anymore, or get new pavement beat up based on construction traffic. But the Prairie View area is filled out quite a bit to where we could put that second lift on, and we could.
Would we get
we'd
any
be
cost
able-
savings? Would we get any cost savings if we bundle that in? I know that's gonna go to the special assessment district for Prairie View, but would we get any cost savings for these projects?
We
by
might,
doing it
we might
here?
be able to, and that's something where we could be able to reach out to the contractors to see what they're able to do. What Jim and I have been hearing is that asphalt work our contractors are looking for asphalt work. Lift is a very easy asphalt job.
Right.
It doesn't take very long for them to come in, put that second lift on, and get out.
Well, and they're
So-
at what percentage of the homes built out there in Prairie View?
over 50, over 60.
It's probably between 60 and 70.
I mean, that's the thing, is we don't want, I mean, it's been over a year, 2 years now,
It was completed at the end of 15.
so we're over 2 years, so that any settling should have happened by now. So
Hopefully.
now would be the proper, well, I mean, knock on wood, but I mean, hopefully we don't see any more settling in the road after if we do the second lift.
You might see some, but we wouldn't anticipate it being a more severe than what we already have seen. But it would clean out it would smooth out the road, and it would get that final lift of pavement on.
Sooner we can close out another one of the projects would be a good thing, right? I mean, that could be one of those outstanding projects to just wrap up.
Yeah. So that's how I was looking at
So
it.
you think we could get it done this year? The second
Yeah,
lift?
I'm pretty confident we'd be able to do that second lift. We have a couple contractors. I think they'd be jumping at the bit.
We need
before
to act
that's what-
quickly.
The money's there, so, I mean, if now's the time to do it.
We could, it depends on what the prices come in at, so I wanna
Right.
make sure I stress this to the council. If the bids come in very good, we might have just enough. If they come in a little higher, but based on what Jim has estimated, then we're likely going to have to dip into the sales tax fund a little bit. Not a tremendous amount, but some. That sales tax fund, we have at least 700,000, getting close to probably 800,000 in that sales tax fund right now. Now it sounds like a lot of money, but at the same time, that is also, if we had, say we had a giant sinkhole take up a good chunk of the road, which actually we did have a sinkhole happen earlier this year. Well, it was a culvert that came out, and we had to do repairs to it. But if we had a big one happen, that would be where we'd be calling upon funds to actually make that repair and make it to where the road would be safe to use again. So we don't want to wipe out all our sales tax money or all of our highway fund money. We want to be able to have something in the back pocket, but this is an example where those funds can help out. We're also looking at, can we use those funds, or how much can we put towards like the roundabout or some other construction projects. We have not seen the impact of the new middle school being built really hit our sales tax revenues yet. That we should be seeing in the near future, I believe. Because 2% of all those material costs are coming to the city, or should be coming to the city based on the sales tax. Also, new residential, our building permits are up significantly. I believe you said we're at what, upper 50s
Upper 50s, yeah.
for
57.
new house building permits to date. So we've exceeded last year. We've almost doubled we exceeded last year by almost 50% already. So that's good news.
No, we had 47 last year.
47 last year, so we're about 10 above right now. Either way, we're
So,
exceeding it.
Jimmy, your suggestion is we should proceed with the Prairie View second lift?
I think so. I
If
think
we
it's
can.
an opportune time to do it.
I would agree, so I think we should at least target these four to try and get done this year.
Yeah. Are there any thoughts towards these projects, or would you want any of them
This
removed?
is
or-
stuff we've talked about, so.
Yep.
Yeah, can we make a motion?
You can make a motion. Yeah.
Talked about this a bit.
Yep.
Then I make a motion that we accept the first three projects that you stated, the money to
First
come
four.
from the highway fund.
So, culvert under Nelson, 3rd and Park, 4th and Park, and the Chestnut repairs. Correct?
You said the $40,000.
Yeah, roughly 40,000.
Roughly $40,000,
Okay.
and then complete the second lift at Prairie View with the funds to come from the special assessments and any difference to come from the sales tax fund.
Yep. Second.
Okay, so Dave makes a motion. Brian did a second. A roll call, guys.
Yes.
Dave? Chelsea?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Okay, so there you go. Unanimous. Yeah, so let's get to, see what we get for numbers on that, if we get close to this.
Yep.
I see in our highway tax distribution last month, it was about $20,000, so.
We get approximately, that's only quarterly, and we get approximately 160.
No, it's monthly,
No,
but it
it's
goes up
monthly.
and down, it bounces all over the place because of the quarterly.
Yeah, we should be seeing those go up this time. of
Trend
year,
lines are this,
because
yeah.
our revenues for that have been lower than anticipated. But I think it's just I think they go light the first half of the year and then trend up as projects are actually happening and everything.
And that's what the trend lines are, when we're looking at this on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
It does this, but it's upwards, so. Okay,
Yep.
anything else?
Not for that. Nope.
Alright, so we'll move on to 20.
All right, Brian, do you have the status report?
What's it called?
I believe just that.
Is it an email?
Let me look. I'll look. And I don't think it's up there.
I don't think it is either.
We'll hit the high points while you're looking So,
Please do.
Maple Grove project, seal coat, fog seal is complete. We met on Friday to discuss the remaining work and schedule to get that work done. There are some outstanding items that I have to follow up with, and the contractor's gonna follow up with, and we'll come back and Dave Whitman is on site too, so we've kinda got some options, and we're gonna look at some other options, doing something with the center of the backyards. It's wet and it stays perennially wet, so we're gonna look at potential options to maybe keep it a little drier, I guess, keep the cattails down. So we don't have anything yet, but we're gonna at least look at some other options. Northwood Southwood Drive, the project is complete. You approved the 5th estimate and the balancing change order, so next meeting we'll have the final estimate that'll be done. Park and Rec Trails grant, we're distributing the contracts now. One of the good things about becoming Title VI compliant is that you now can be the contract. The owner of the project is the city of Horace versus being the North Dakota Park and Rec, so more control is done locally. Terra Gardens has a completion date of Wednesday. From all indications, they're going to hit that with exception to a few things. Plantings is one. They're a little bit hesitant to plant the plantings right now without the irrigation in place because electrical. County Electric has to bring the power into the subdivision. It's going to take them a little time to do that. They don't want to put the plantings in there if they're just going to die. So, other than that, the seating's complete. Everything, the lighting, it's all complete. So, that one they should have no problem with by Wednesday. The fence, they've been rained out the last 2 days, today and Thursday. I think they got rained out putting a fence along the Park Drive. But
Can I ask a question about that one?
yeah.
Based on your statement, then that's complete. Does that state then there's we go through a review and acceptance by the city, and does that open up then for contractors to start?
We certainly
working?
do. I have a very
Yep.
extensive checklist of 3 pages of stuff that we go through and verify at that time. So we're going to do that here. Plan was to do it today, but it rained this morning, so we'll get to that, and then we'll.
So we're talking houses going up within
You
weeks.
could realistically see building permits taken out with it. Once it's accepted, the building permits could come in the next day even. But
I'm assuming
you're
we
probably
have-
going to see some within a couple weeks once it's accepted. Is my assumption. So
Okay.
at least I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. Thank you.
Lakeview Drive at 79th. Contractor continues installing sanitary sewer from approved progressive estimate number 1.
It wasn't even.
It was email. That's what it
No, I'm checking my email, Jim.
Matt, send it to me. I sent it to you.
Which one?
Oh, did you print it for me?
Moving along.
Moving along.
I'm checking my
76th
email.
Avenue and the roundabout project is progressing. The roundabout, all the concrete work is done. They actually started today with the asphalt tie-ins. They got the west, at least the first or second lift, probably the first and second lifts on the west tie-ins on 76th Avenue. They're working on some of the approaches on the north end. They're continuing with the medians in the center around the divider on splitter islands on the 4 legs of the roundabout. Everything indicates that they'll be done and have that open by 17th of August, which is their completion date. The lighting is sometime out, but they have provisions in there for temporary lighting. That was one of the requirements that we had stated, that they had to have it lit, and if it couldn't be permanently lit, it had to be temporarily lit. So it is. 63rd Street, contractor has done a casing across 76th Avenue, not a lot of work on that one. Cub Creek First Edition, they started last Thursday with an access road. They're going to access that site off of 88th Avenue. They've got some crop damage provisions in the contract. They stripped the west 50 feet of that section, quarter, up to Cub Creek, and they'll be coming in from the south. Because access from the north is fairly non-existent right now. So that's all the contractor ran, and he worked that out with the farmer. So let's see, Maple Lakes, we presented another estimate to the developer, and they wanted to basically see what their options were, how they want to proceed with it, the way that it sits. So we're going to move forward with that until we get some guidance from them. So
What do they mean by options? Are we stating the options? Are
Well,
they pay for it versus special assessment?
that
Are
might
they
be
talking?
one of them.
Are they talking a different design?
not so much a different design. It's just kind of maybe a phased approach instead of it being just all into one or over 2 seasons, over 1 season. Kind of how they stage that. Because originally they wanted to do the underground and the dirt work this year, and then do the streets in that next year. Maybe they want to hold off on that and try to bid it this winter when there's maybe less work out there. As you see, when we bid Cup Creek a month ago, there were 3 bidders on that one, and one of them was kind of not really even a competitive bid. It was really, really high. So there's some of that. The underground contractors are full from what I'm hearing, and the weather is not helping that any. So there's some concern getting those done. So, you find it yet? No?
It's forwarded to you and you were on the original email.
Well, anyways, that was the end of it.
And Jimmy's got a hard copy.
You did a great job, Jim.
Well, there's more to it, but I hit the high points. So.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Matt, you're up next.
The only thing that I have is we talked last time that there were 2 ordinances that were going through an edit process. That was a PUD and the R5. There's 2 more that have begun. This is in response to, mostly in response to the future land use map. One of them is I'll be working with Planning Commission on 75-foot arterial setback and what that might look like if it changes as the main corridors become urban corridors. And Councilman Johnson requested the staff study of walk length ordinance and what can be done about that. And I've landed on a preferred solution, and now we'll begin to vet that through our channels, and it'll make its way to you in due time. So.
Okay, good to go. All right. Okay, Brent, you got your update.
Okay, I'm going to try to be quick. One thing you may have noticed coming in City Hall is the new display case for council meeting agendas, information about City Hall, or going on in the city. We're going to start using that display case. That's something you may see around a lot of other communities. They would have some sort of display case like that showing posting agendas. Also, then we're not having to tape them up on the door. Make it to where we actually can see out the window. Also, I just want to introduce, I believe everybody from council and mayor have been able to meet Becky Streitz, our finance director, but now I get to probably embarrass you a little bit saying welcome. No, we're very glad she's here. She has quite a bit of background on the financial side with accounting and auditing. The government side is new, but she's catching on very quickly and helping us identify and fix a lot, clean up our audit and issues like that. So you'll see quite a few different changes of how financials are shown to you, and hopefully we'll have a lot of that stuff cleaned up over the next 6 months to a year. Is our goal. The sooner we're able to clean up, the better. But there's a lot of work that we're digging into. So the last item I had is North Dakota League of Cities Conference, September 19th through 21st. I highly encourage the council to attend. Staff, it'll likely be myself, Matt, and Becky attending if we're all available. That conference. But if you are able to attend, that's great. It is not a quorum. If you do say everybody wants to attend, that is not considered a quorum. I just verified with Lucas there.
Right. So I was
When
just gonna ask.
it's considered a training, it is not a quorum. So other cities do have quite a few, at times some of their council members, or quite a few, show up. Don't feel obligated that you have to go, but it is a good experience or good thing to go to if you have never been to it before, or even if you have. You're able to see what other communities are going on, some best practices. Also, if you were not able to attend the newly elected workshop or elected officials workshop, or if you've never attended one before, I believe they're going to have that as a session, or have a session for that. That is very helpful. It explains just different roles and responsibilities, do's and don'ts. Quite a few of those items I've already ran through with council members individually, but it's always good to hear it from another source. Also, if you want to embarrass Matt or heckle him, he will be giving a presentation at the planners conferences during the first day of that too.
The
So-
only catch is if you go to that, you have to go to the planning commissioner's training. That's the only way I can get
So
you in
technically,
for,
we
the
could
only
heckle you
way I can
at
get you in
both.
for
Yeah.
free.
Yeah, we could heckle you at both.
And it might be a quorum. I don't know at the planning
Yeah.
conference.
No, it's training.
You may not be
Already
able to
checked.
go.
We'll get that cleared with our crack
We'll
attorney
talk to
staff
Blake,
there.
he'll figure, he'll vouch for
So
us.
this is Bismarck, right? Where
This
it's
is in
at this time?
Bismarck, yes.
Yeah.
So, and we are trying to encourage council. If you're able to attend, great. That's awesome. Even if you can only make it out for one of the days, or it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you're able to make out for one day, or say the Friday, Saturday, or whatever. Saturday is typically a half day, but every little bit helps. We coordinate. Just let me know what you were planning.
I'm gonna go Friday. We'll go early Friday where wants to go, because I'm not gonna do the Thursday.
I was
night.
planning on going Friday and Saturday as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. I'll be out there for the whole thing, so there will be some of us out there for the whole thing, some for partial, it sounds like. Like I said, I encourage you to make it if you can, and just keep me posted. I've heard back, Chelsea, you're playing, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Dave, I think you're out.
Yeah, it's football season is
Yeah.
one, and then so watching son play, and second week before I have a trip to San Diego for training, so I think
Yeah.
I gotta be in the office.
Yeah, so, but also we're trying to encourage, planning commission, any of the planning commissioners that want to attend, it's always good for them to attend. And then, like I said, staff, so we should be out there. That's all I have.
All right, portfolio reports, diversion update. You guys have had a couple of meetings, but we haven't really solidified anything yet, so I guess that's an ongoing.
No new update on the conversations.
No, and it's gonna get conveyed to the time is getting shorter
Right.
on this, so we need to get something established here fairly soon. I don't know if all you guys know this or not, but we got invited back to the White House like we did last year. We've opted not to go. It's going to be a similar format. It just didn't appear when we sat in on the conference call. I sat in with Blake from League of Cities. We listened to it. It didn't sound like there's going to be any difference, so I might as well say the 6K and use it for something else, because it's not worth going out there for that. We also had this week is our economic development meeting, right, Matt?
On Wednesday at 6 o'clock.
6
working
o'clock,
group
yeah.
will meet.
Okay, and we've got another person that's going to join us for that. So I'm looking forward to that. I think we've got a good start on this
But
thing.
that new person can't come this week.
Not right, no, but he will be joining us. So that'll be good, and we'll pick that up, and then yeah. So after that, John's not here. Dave, what do you got? Anything?
Just to reiterate that a review was done of Brenton, that you and I performed. I did gather feedback from all the current council members. It was a good review of him, but there are areas that we feel can be worked on as well as anybody. But that was reviewed with him. We did provide 4 topics of things this year that he is to work on. So just wanted to make sure he was aware that that was completed and the review was done and signed. So,
Yeah. Good. Anything else?
nope.
All right.
No, I guess the only other thing is you have done some interviews related to our
Yes.
communications
Oh,
director
right, yeah.
position. So
Yeah.
it is a point to try and decide if we found a candidate out of that or if we need to look additionally.
Keep
So,
fishing.
Yep. So
Will we
that
know
was-
this week?
We may. Dave and Corey and I will probably touch base, want to discuss pros and cons.
Okay.
That's it.
Chelsea, what do you got?
Bean Days sponsorships are really good. We've got about $8,000 to $9,000 in sponsorships.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so we're working on just finalizing all the details, and the website is horsebeandays.com, and it's got all the information. So check that out.
I've been seeing a lot of people have been liking or commenting on the post on Facebook too, so
Yep.
even though it's been up for a little while.
We'll have to keep putting some stuff
Yep,
out there
I've
just to
got
keep
kind
it
of-
fresh.
The items that I need to post yet, and I'm trying not to put it all out at once,
Sure.
because we still have some weeks.
Yep.
And then I might repeat some.
Tease it, put teasers on.
Yep,
Yeah,
it's awesome.
and that's it.
Nothing new,
And you,
nothing new.
sure, we all got something. You go, nothing too.
I know.
Okay,
Tell
I
ya.
got on
Work on it. Work
the,
on
okay,
it.
all right.
Okay, I think that's it. So,
A motion, we adjourn.
okay, Dave makes a motion. Get a second.
Second.
Chelsea does a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And you're done.
Thank you.
I can't run out of here